Dan Schneider is not happy with the Quiet on Set docuseries.
Some former child actors are talking about abuse they faced when they worked at Nickelodeon.
Lori Beth Denberg recalled the moment Schneider started showing her pornography on his computer.
They made me kiss this 30-plus-year-old man when I was like, 14, 15?
Even talking about it, honestly, my heart starts to race.
Show some respect, Jennette.
We uncovered the disturbing truth about the man she calls the creator. From verbal abuse and massages to making young actors do creepy and inappropriate things in scenes that he wrote and directed himself.
Schneider says the series falsely implies he was a child abuser.
Every one of those jokes was written for a kid audience because kids thought they were funny.
I can put them in any horrible predicament I choose.
On the outside, I was doing a lot of the performing, this happy-go-lucky Nickelodeon kid, but inside I was hurting. It was painful. I was angry. I felt unsupported.
When Jennette was cast in her own iCarly spinoff, Sam and Cat with Ariana Grande, it only made things worse.
My co-star, Ariana Grande, is a burgeoning pop star who misses work regularly to go sing at award shows, record new songs, and do press for her upcoming album, while I stay back and angrily hold down the fort. Then this week, where I was told Ariana would not be here at all, and that they would write around her absence this episode by having her character be locked in a box. Are you kidding?
They really were being treated differently.
Yeah, but that wasn't even Ariana's fault. It was bigger than just her. Jennette revealed in her book that the creator of her show manipulated her to do things she wasn't comfortable with.
He reaches out and places his hand on my knee. I get goosebumps. "You're cold," he says, concerned. I don't think that's why I got the goosebumps, but I agree. It's always best to agree with the creator. He pats my shoulders and then the pat turns into a massage. I want to say something, to tell him to stop, but I'm so scared of offending him. Come on, take a sip. No thanks. Come on. I've never had alcohol before, and I'm only 18. Couldn't I get in trouble? The Victorious kids get drunk together all the time. The iCarly kids are so wholesome. We need to give you guys a little edge.
Oh my god. Is that Dan Schneider?
Jennette doesn't name him in her book, but Dan Schneider created both iCarly and Sam and Cat, and Jennette wasn't the only one who was put in uncomfortable situations on set.
I'm thirsty!
Dan tweeted out, "Would you like to see Victoria Justice pour ketchup all over her feet?"
I did not feel safe around Dan Schneider.
I feel that I always need to be on guard around him, catering to him emotionally.
We can see the parallels in how Jennette tried to please both her mom and the creator. But when her mom's cancer came back, it became too much for her. Jennette tried to escape from her problems, but they followed her.
You ran away to Hawaii with your boyfriend.
He and I sort of began our relationship very shortly after my mom's recurrence of cancer. Something I am grateful for in that relationship is that I was hearing for the first time how unhealthy my mom was. There were some paparazzi pictures that somebody had taken of us, and then my mom found those paparazzi pictures. She sent me many scathing emails just telling me exactly how disapproving she was. "Dear Net, I am so disappointed in you. You used to be my perfect little angel, but now you are nothing more than a little, all caps, slut, floozy, all used up. You caused my cancer to come back."
That is disgusting.
But as her mom got even worse, Jennette was still desperate for her approval.
Can you tell us about your last conversation with your mom?
Her cancer had spread to her brain. She was in a hospice bed that was set up in our living room, and she was really just detached behind the eyes. This thing happens when people are on their deathbed, where everybody tries to say something. It's in an attempt to get them to wake up. And I said, "Mommy, I'm so skinny right now." "Mommy, did you hear me? I said I'm so skinny right now. I'm finally down to 89 pounds.
But Jennette's big news wasn't enough to wake her mom up.
Jennette McCurdy's mother has passed away after a long battle with cancer.
Initially, when she died, I was devastated, and then I felt a wisp of relief, and immediately the guilt and the shame kick in of, oh no, I can't feel relief that mom died, because mom was my everything. I didn't have an identity without her because she had so vehemently dictated my identity for my entire life. When I first went to therapy, the therapist, I was sharing some stories about my mom, and the therapist said, "Jennette, what you're talking about is abuse." And I quit that therapist. I was operating through this lens of my mom wants what's best for me. Accepting that she was abusive would have meant reframing my entire life, and that felt impossible.
And Jennette's mom wasn't the only trauma she needed to address.
Nickelodeon offered you hundreds of thousands of dollars in hush money. You didn't take it.
I think I did something that was really hard to do. I've chosen a path of integrity. And it hasn't always been easy.
Following an internal investigation, Nickelodeon stated they'd found no evidence of sexual misconduct from Dan Schneider, although Insider reported that Schneider has admitted to asking for massages from female colleagues. Despite this, the company has ended their working relationship with the producer after 25 years.